In the city of Mombasa, modern and vibrant city in Africa, where development blends with natural beauty, lives a boy named Honga. Honga is famous in school for his intelligence and courage. He always dreams of becoming a scientist so that he can help the city develop more. One day, an explosion occurs in the city's scientific research center. A dangerous and deadly virus begins to spread rapidly throughout the city. This virus causes health problems, difficulty breathing, and can be fatal, causing panic and anxiety for the entire population. Hospitals are overloaded, and leading scientists are working day and night to find a cure. All are unsuccessful. Honga, with his passion for research and courage, decides that he cannot sit idly by and watch the people in his city suffer. He begins to learn about the virus, gathering information from medical reports and studying scientific documents. To make his journey more convenient, he teamed up with Zara, a girl who is passionate about biology and is very good at data analysis. While searching for information at the city library, Honga accidentally discovered an ancient book about medicinal herbs. According to the book, there is a magical medicinal plant growing deep in the nearby water forest that can create a powerful antiviral medicine. However, this forest is famous for its dangers and challenges, and no one has dared to set foot in it. Determined to research the people, Honga and Zara decided to enter the water forest, find rare medicinal plants, knowing that this would be a journey full of difficulties and dangers. Therefore, they equipped themselves with some essential items and an ancient map, and both began their adventure with the determination to save the people in their city. They started their journey early in the morning, following a small trail into the forest. However, after only a few hours, they encountered their first challenge, a large river in front of them, with no bridge or means of crossing. Honga calmly used the surrounding trees to create a makeshift raft, helping them cross the river safely. Continuing deeper into the forest, Honga and Zara faced heavy rain and wind for hours, making the road slippery and difficult to walk. Zara used a large raincoat to protect the map and belongings from getting wet, while Honga used a small battery to check the terrain before each step. After a long time of groping their way through each step, they emerged from the dark forest. The rain had stopped, and the sun was starting to set. When night fell, they set up a small tent under a large tree. However, in the dark, they were attacked by a pack of hungry wolves. Honga and Zara had to quickly come up with a plan to protect themselves. Honga used a fire to threaten them, while Zara used a small knife to protect herself. After a tense battle, they finally managed to push back the wild wolves and stay safe. As they continued their journey, they encountered a dangerous swamp. The ground here was soft and could be submerged at any moment. Honga and Zara had to find a way to cross it without sinking. They used large tree trunks in the forest to create a temporary path on the surface of the swamp, moving each step carefully and gently. At one point, Zara slipped, but Honga quickly pulled her up, and the two continued to walk out of the swamp. As they approached their destination, they encountered an area filled with poisonous and thorny plants. These plants had the ability to paralyze the nerves and poison if accidentally touched. Zara, with her knowledge of herbs, knew which plants were poisonous and guided Honga to avoid them. They carefully moved through this area without being injured. Finally, after many days of suffering, they reached the secret valley where rare medicinal plants grew. However, an unexpected aspect occurred while they were collecting the plant sample. On the way back, Honga and Zara faced similar dangers, but they were more experienced and determined. They cautiously overcame all challenges, kept the precious medicinal samples, and returned to the city safely together. When Honga and Zara returned to Mombasa City with the rare medicinal herbs, they knew that their painful journey was not over yet. Finding and testing a cure for the deadly virus was a difficult and dangerous task. they immediately contacted the top scientists at the city's Medical Research Institute and presented the collected medicinal samples and began the research process. After days of research, they began testing the herbal extracts on animals. This was the first phase and required intense combat. They had to closely monitor every little change on the animals, from side effects to the main effects of the drug. After achieving positive results on animals, they needed to test the drug on humans to confirm its safety and effectiveness. However, this work was extremely dangerous and could not be immediately applied to people without proof. Honga and Zara decided to sacrifice themselves, volunteering to become the first test subject. This not only required courage but also had to accept high risks. Honga and Zara underwent injections of the experimental drug, closely monitoring each reaction of their bodies. Initially, their bodies had strong reactions such as high fever, pain, and fatigue. But after 2 hours, the symptoms subsided and their health stabilized. This showed that the drug had begun to work. After proving that the drug was safe and effective on Honga and Zara, they continued to test it on a small group of patients under the close supervision of Honga and Zara. They spent a lot of time with the patients, monitoring and recording every reaction, every little change. They not only worked as scientists but also as companions, encouraging and supporting the patients mentally throughout the treatment process. Finally, after many weeks of testing and improvement, they developed an effective and safe antiviral drug. Honga and Zara cooperated with health authorities to mass produce it and coordinated with charities to widely distribute the drug to people across the city. Honga and Zara worked tirelessly to ensure that everyone had access to the right medicine. They organized propaganda sessions, guided how to use the drug and contain the virus, helping the community better understand health protection. With Honga and Zara's tireless efforts and courage, the virus death toll was pushed back. The city of Mombasa increased recovery and returned to normal life. The story of Honga and Zara became a symbol of courage, bravery, and sacrifice for the community. They not only saved the lives of thousands of people, but also inspired the younger generation with their presence, wisdom, and compassion. The city of Mombasa has always remembered and appreciated the two young friends who stood up to fight and brought life to the whole community.